Hello everybody. This video is mostly for the people that got in on the run I'm doing on this saber, but feel free to watch. I let anybody enjoy my videos. First of all, I want to say thank you very much for all the good reception I got on this saber. I've been wanting to make my own saber for quite some time. The Lone Mans came to me to build him a saber. He inspired me a little bit on this with the front end of this, and I guess you can tell I'm a huge Obi-Wan fan. But anyways, I made this solely for myself. Every bit of this is the way I wanted this for my own personal saber. I never expected to be doing a run of this. It kind of blows my mind. But thank you. And anyways, let's get on to the saber. First things first, I guess I'll get into the switch here. This is the switch that goes into it. Nice little positive click switch. I made an adapter for the switch to give it the look that it has, and it screws in so you can always remove it. I have my switch glued into this piece using a E600 glue. I painted this, put a lot of top coats on it, so it should be durable. Tried to give it that deep glossy look. But you can see you got access to the pins and you can always remove it. Threaded down in there. Brass cover. Right here's the other little tack switch. I'm sure you've seen those. Those are from TCSS. Remove this one screw right here to get to that, and it is milled out for a good clearance for your wires to this switch. Up here, I have these two. These two are going to be your blade holder. I am using both of them. I don't dual much. This is a showpiece for me, So I'm using both of them to hold the blade in. But you can glue this. I'm going to leave it unglued. You can glue this in position if you want to where it never moves. Or you can do the same as me and use it to help hold your blade. This is brass, so I don't know if you're going to try to heavy dual with this, I don't know if you want to use that to really hold your blade in. Underneath here, this is a set screw for the LED module. This I planned for the Custom Saber Shop LED module to fit in here, and you'll still have a 1.3 inch blade depth. These right here on mine are Roman's parts. I might use Romans on the run. I might make my own. I don't know. And then the pins. Those are just from the Custom Saber Shop. I will probably contact everybody. I will supply this, and we'll probably ask each individual what kind of alignment they want as far as where this is, and I'll drill it and install it, or I'll just send it to them and let them figure it out for themselves. I like mine at this kind of, I guess you'd call it a 2 or 3 o'clock position. That's just where I like it on this type of saber. I'm very happy with the way this turned out. The blade plug does not come with the saber. I don't have enough hard drives to be making all of them. Let me get the switch back in. And that switch helps hold down the brass cover. The screw there, and the switch tightens down on the brass. So now on to the inside. And this is not complete, so forgive me if it's a little crooked looking. I just barely put a little glue on it to help hold it together for the video. But you can see this is what I'm planning to fit in mine. I've got the Goth crystal chamber, 18650 battery holder, charge port, prism board. I'm waiting on my 24mm Adrian Tan speakers, hoping that they will fit perfectly in there, because I only have about 1/8 of an inch left before it touches the back of the grill. If it needs to be more, I might shorten down this adapter I made just a little bit. If I have to, I'll cut down the crystal chamber a notch. I don't care. But you can see though, I'm just kind of doing this to show you, what you can fit in there. You know, I'm not a salesman for Goth or anything. He seems like a nice guy. I like his product and all. But like I say, this is just an example. Now you'll see right here where it looks white. This charge port holder was not lining up properly. It was setting offset, and it still rubs a little bit. You might have noticed when I pulled it out, it dragged a little bit. But I have contacted him, and he has found the problem, and I believe he has already fixed it. He was super quick on that. So you shouldn't have any issues if you get this, but I'm still getting a little drag on that. Not much. I'll probably just go ahead and buy another one. He did offer me a free one. I'm stupid. I said, no, that's all right, but whatever, that's fine. He's a nice guy, so I don't expect him to replace it. Shit happens. So now let me pull this out and show you a little bit about the adapter I made, I guess. So this chassis takes a 1.5 millimeter rod, just a slip rod. It has no threads to be able to solidly connect to the adapter. So what I did was I created a little clearance back here and drilled the hole. I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the video. I created a little clearance back here and drilled the holes all the way through so the rod can slide in from this way. Then I hammered a flat on the end of the rod so I could actually hammer the rod in there, and it's solid. You know, you could even add a little glue to it, but it's not going to pull out, and when it's in here, it can't push in anymore. So, you know, that was my fix on making this solid, because, you know, I really didn't want to rely on glue for that. I'm going to have to glue some of these pieces, you know, no way around it, but I wanted it to be solid up here up front, especially with the weight of the battery on it. I am going to make these and supply them with all the sabers. I know originally I said that I could make these for an extra fee, but I'm just going to go ahead and supply them with all the sabers. You can use them if you want, or you can throw them away. If you have a specific chassis that you need to use, contact me, and you can send me a piece of your chassis so that I can get the hole pattern, and I'll drill the hole so it'll fit your chassis. Just as long as your chassis is 0.99, you know, it shouldn't be any issue. That way, you know, you can have an adapter. Like I say, I'm not set on this adapter design. I might have to shorten it to one. I don't know. You will have to supply your own rods. I haven't gotten enough rods for those. By the way, I got these rods. I think these are stainless steel rods. I got them on Amazon. They were long rods. I believe they were made for RC boats. I got some brass rods coming too. Hobby King is a great place for getting a good price on your rods if you don't know where to get your rods. But I'm not set on the orientation of everything. I just kind of guessed at how I might want it right now. With the way that I did make everything here, you can have your chamber up front, you can have it back here at the end, you know, kind of however you want to do it. I mean, it comes apart in every section. So, you know, the option's up to you. I think I want my chamber all the way up front, and I want the battery right next to that so that the weight of the battery is not all the way at the back of it, and keep the board at the back so hopefully the motion sensor will work best. But anyways, now, you know, you heard a little drag on this when I was pulling this out, and that's because of this. If you just want an easy install, this is the Goth all-in-one that I was originally going to use, but I decided to go with the chamber. I mean, it just, you know, slides right in there. Easy install. This is their all-in-one for a 18650 battery, prism board, charge port, and you'd have to use a 20 millimeter speaker. That was another reason I didn't want to use it. I want to try to get a 24 in there. But I'll show when Adrian Tan, you know, they're on their way. He's already shipped them, so I'll show how that works out too after I get them. When I do each saber, you know, I'm doing a run, so I'm making, you know, trying to make all the pieces at once too. That's how I'm cutting down on cost. But I still custom fit every saber. So after I've gotten all these pieces together, I hone the inside of this out to make sure there's no snags. I keep the distances on the inside of the threads as short as possible, so there won't be no gaps for anything to catch into. You know, I still want you to know that you're getting a custom saber, even though it's a run. You know, I try to make sure all of my threads fit. You shouldn't have to be worried about, oh, which direction is this going to fit, because them threads aren't perfect. You know, well, if I don't fumble, sorry about that. Let me do that again to make sure I had the right end. I just want you to see that all of the threads fit in all directions. You know, I guess you guys might have seen a picture the other day where I had the end cap up on another piece. I've got all of these threads matching. You know, I try to do that. I just feel like it should be done. Now, you know, so I'm going to try to make sure that all of the threads in this run match. I can't promise if I ever decide to do another run of these, I can't promise that those threads will match this run. You know, and I'm not really even going to attempt it, but you know, I just want you to know I do care about stuff like that. I make sure there's no sharp edges. Try to keep everything crisp but not sharp. Nobody should be getting something that's going to cut their hands. On the finish on this, I am using a moly resin. It's used in the firearm industry. I've been using it for years for other stuff too. I really like it. It's not as good as powder coat. It's better, in my opinion, than, you know, getting rattle can paint. And plus, you know, for the look I wanted on this saber, using an airbrush, it really, you know, it just gave me exactly what I wanted. Like right here, you know, I used a flat black paint. I weathered it a little bit. Then I went back and kind of hit it at an angle with some of the bronze paint to give that kind of brassy look when you're looking at it at a certain angle. You know, I felt like that was something that the grenade section should have. And then I, you know, weathered it a little bit more. I just wanted it to look used. I don't care for the battle damage stuff that a lot of people do. It looks cool and all, but I can't bring myself to damage my own sabers I just built. Here I used on this, you know, I felt like this needed a different look. I used the same flat black paint on here. Then I sprayed a gloss over top of it. Well, let me go back. I sprayed the black on it. I weathered these edges a little bit. I sprayed a gloss on it. Then I weathered these edges a little bit more, and I felt like that gave it that slight bit of shine to you know, give it that look that it's supposed to have. This I just wanted it to look bronze, you know, like bronze metal. I didn't want this to be weathered at all. I just wanted it to look like, you know, it's solid bronze. Same with this up here, you know, I sprayed some black in there on some lines and you know, a little misted some black around here and all to make it, just make it look dirty and used, you know, like a old tool, I guess. On this piece right here, I should have said this earlier, which I did put in the post that I put out. This is a found item. The little crystal is too. I am going to do the best I can to find exactly what matches with this. I'm not concerned about the crystal. You can find so many of those everywhere. But if I cannot find exactly what matches this, you know, then I'll just have to make it. And I'm going to, you know, get it as close as I possibly can. But I cannot guarantee that it's going to match the one right here on mine. I think if I'm missing anything here. I mean, I think that about covers it. But anyways, I wanted you guys to see what can fit in here. And you know, I also want to say one other thing without getting into a big issue. I'm sure you guys see in the forums, there's a lot of concern going around about who can you trust. You know, well, this guy, we trusted him for years, and now, you know, everybody's getting ripped off or whatnot. I just want you to know that right now, I've got 2 jobs to complete this month. I'm on schedule. You know, I usually try to stay on schedule. I'm pretty good about guessing how long something's going to take me. And then I'm going to start on this run. I'm hoping to start on this run right before Christmas. If it's not before Christmas, it's going to be right at the first of the year. You know, I'm not going to let myself get behind like that. And while I'm doing this run, I'm not taking any commissions. My life for that period of time is going to be solely on these sabers that you guys bought from me. You know, if somebody calls me up and says, hey man, can you work on this pommel for me? Yeah, I'll probably do that. That ain't no big big deal. But I'm not going to take any saber commissions or anything like that. I'm finishing up a job right now that I expect to be done on Wednesday. I have one install commission, and I have one more saber build empty commission, which, you know, those will go smooth. I have no problem. So I just want you guys not to worry. I don't overbook. I charge half price up front because I think it's ridiculous that some of these other people are taking 100% of your money knowing that they cannot and will not do the work for 6 months to a year. So, you know, I'm not going to do business like that. I'm not calling anybody out. Some people probably won't like that I said it, whatever. I really don't care. I want you guys as my customers to care. I want you guys to feel like you are safe with me. If any of you have any questions or concerns, you know, feel free to contact me. I do want to say one more thing. I'm sorry to be rambling. If any of you feel like you want to shorten your saber by a half an inch, I can do this right here. I can get rid of this center section. I do not want to change this unless you just want a plain one, but I can get rid of this center section and it will shorten the saber by a half an inch. If you feel like you want some extra space, I can increase this by a half an inch without it adding to the cost of me changing my setup and runs and all. So, you know, if that's something that, you know, you want some more space in your saber, or you'd like to be a half an inch shorter, just let me know and I can take care of it in this spot by a half an inch plus or minus. So anyways, you know, I hope this will answer any questions or concerns or make you feel excited, whatever. You know? All right, have a good day. Thanks, man.